What's up, everybody? Neil McDevitt here, and today we're using Claude Code to build a YouTube app. So this particular app is like YouTube thumbnails. I have a few different shitty thumbnails right here, as you can see. I basically have this place right here where I can click, upload my picture of myself, and then I can like type in here, and then it's pretty much just like Midjourney. I literally copied Midjourney. I have a lot of beautiful architecture shit on here, as you can tell. But I basically copied Midjourney, where you can like come up here, put in your image, and then you come over here and you type, and then you click send, and then it like outputs stuff for you. This is very similar layout, very similar everything. It even has, I copied this little right panel where you have like your stuff over here. I have that right here. You can literally add that up here, just like Midjourney, or you can click return and like get another version of the same thing, just like Midjourney. Why? Because it's a good user interface, it's a good user experience, and I like it a lot. So that's how I'm making my YouTube thumbnail generating app. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That looks just like me, low key. Or at least the image that I uploaded. I'll pull it up here for you. Let's see. Yeah, that's not too bad. But what I want to do in this video is kind of like give you guys like a behind the scenes look. What the hell? Why am I like a ninja and all these, dude? That's kind of funny. Yeah, I like broke it. I broke the hammer handle in half. And I'm about to fucking kill somebody. Anyways, those are pretty good actually. But again, this is a YouTube thumbnail generator application that I am building. I literally just started building this like, I don't know, last month, and I haven't touched it in over a month, so I put probably a few hours into it, and we've gotten this far. What I want this to be eventually is kind of like a comprehensive YouTube platform where it integrates with YouTube seamlessly, and it has like the thumbnail generation, it has the description, blah 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 blah. Like basically the ultimate YouTube platform is the goal, because I'm pretty bullish on YouTube. If you haven't noticed, short form content is dying. Direct response marketing is going into the toilet. Trust on the internet is very low right now. Info products, everybody's saying that info products are hot. Consulting is a very hot model right now. But in actuality, the only people who are selling anything, whether it's like a service or a info product or something of that nature, are the people with long form YouTube channels, which is why I'm making one, right? So that's why I think it's going to be pretty valuable to have a platform that is like the ultimate long form YouTube channel platform. Obviously, we're starting with the thumbnails right now, and we're going to start there vibe coding together. And I'm just going to be spilling all the beans for you guys, because I think people who hoard that type of information in the future are going to be seen as low status. I want to give all of the information for free, open source everything. Eventually, this will be closed source at first, because I got to make some money, of course. And then, yeah, I think the future is going to be cool. Of course, AI is coming. Let's fucking build. So mainly what I want to do is finish my YouTube thumbnail stuff. So if you're not familiar with Claude Code or how this process works, basically to give you a short little rundown, what I like to do is I start in ChatGPT and I pull up the O3 model. I'm going to close all my chats because they're private stuffs in there. Open up the O3 model, and then I basically explain what I want my app to be. This thing called context engineering is a popular term at the moment. To me, that's like the stupidest thing ever. It's just prompt engineering. What is context engineering? You're engineering the prompt. All of the context is also the prompt. That's how those systems work. Anyways, so yeah, I'm really just trying to get the context, and what I do is I come over here to the platform, click on the little microphone button, and I spill the beans for Mr. O3 here, and then I have it feed back to me the best way to do things, because it's smarter than I am. I'm a little monkey, right? And it's an AI. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I already have some of this stuff, but what I want to figure out is how I can make it better. So specifically, I mean, like, it's pretty good. You know, it looks like me-ish. My face is there. I need to make it a little bit higher quality probably, but this would perform on YouTube most likely, at least a little bit. I mean, I would have to optimize it a little bit. Maybe it'll make it a little bit better for YouTube. But I want to figure out how I can do that with the AI so I don't have to do it, excuse me, in like Canva or something like that. Word. So I'm just going to talk with ChatGPT a little bit and kind of like get an idea of what I need to do to make the YouTube stuff look like how I want it to, if that makes sense at all. Cool. Now, I'm just going to hit send, of course. And that's pretty much all you have to do. And now the GPT-5 is coming out pretty soon. And the AI coding models are coming out pretty soon. And they're this is the crazy thing, right? So like obviously OpenAI had like their internal coding model benchmark against their world's best employees, whatever. They also got a gold medal in the International Math Olympiad. Combine those two models together, you're going to have perfect software almost every time. Vibe coding isn't even a thing anymore after that. It's just vibe constructing, which is, I guess that's the same thing. um, but it's more so like vibe printing, vibe, not, I don't even know, just like you're now just like engineering. Vibe engineering is probably the best way to do it. And then pretty soon you're just going to like get a 3D printer and then talk to ChatGPT. It's going to make you your 3D models. It's going to make you some software. You're just going to be able to make devices, and it'll give you like instructions for everything, which is pretty dope. So, great question. You're on the right track, and what you're describing could potentially use Laura, not Laura, what? Goal, make a consistent, high quality, branded YouTube style thumbnail featuring your face every time you upload a photo. Import your face, blah, 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 blah. Stable diffusion based generator. That's not what I'm using. I forget the model, but it doesn't matter right now. I can actually ask Claude, what image model are we using? I don't look at the code, guys. If you look at your code, you're not actually vibe coding. You're wasting your time. Because code monkeys are going to be automated, bro. What? And the code, bro. This motherfucker, dude. This motherfucker. He said, I'm Claude Code. Acted like he didn't know what I wanted him to do. This fucking guy. YouTube fresh. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see what you say. But yeah. Dude, code monkeys are going to be automated. If you're still pretending that you're going to be a code monkey in the future, you're already wasting your time. There we go. Flux.1 context. Cool. So let's use this context for this. Here is my current image model. So, dude, you should already know about Flux context. Just use the fucking internet. But yeah. Yeah, don't optimize to be a code monkey. Optimize to be somebody of high taste, be an architect, and somebody who has a vision for the future that you want to pull into the present. Because acceleration is accelerating. That's pretty obvious. It's only going to get faster and faster and faster. If you think it's not going to, I don't know what else to fucking tell you, bro. Have fun in a few years, I guess, when your job's not here anymore. Just to confirm, are you referring to a custom stable diffusion model? Dude, use your fucking tools here. Web search. Look it up for yourself, bro. But yeah, optimize for taste, optimize for being a human, optimize your personality, optimize for long form content just off the riff, off the cuff like this. Optimize for those types of things. Be yourself. Be that type of individual. And I think that's the new meta. I know I'm not using a LoRa, bro. So Flux is the model that I'm using, but I need to make it so that whenever I am creating apps, it looks more styled for YouTube. I'm gonna attach a picture of what it currently looks like, so that you have an example of what it's currently doing. You can see in the top left corner, I upload my image, and then it gives me 3 images below. It's not bad. It does pretty good, but it would be awesome if I can have like different selectors, so I can click on Mr. Beast style, and then it fine tunes the output to be like Mr. Beast style. Or I can click on this style and it fine tunes my output to be like that style. Like, I want to be able to fine tune the output of the thumbnail so that I can have like consistent styles for different types of things, or if people want to copy the current trend whenever they're using the app and they just want to copy that style onto the picture that they're creating by just dragging and dropping their face in there and doing whatever. We need to make it so it can do that. So maybe it's not Laura, I don't know what it is, but can you tell me what is the best way to make that shit happen? And then we're going to paste the image up in here. I'm going to use O3 for this one. O3 is a little bit smarter, and we're going to give it some web search, and I'm going to paste that image, and we're going to click go. Go, okay. So we got the image up in there, we got the explanation going. It's searching the web and shit too, because that's more powerful than not searching the web and shit. And yeah, vibe coding. Super simple. The image model's not good. If you're not using Flux, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Because I just kind of like uploaded this random picture of myself. And it did pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. But as you can imagine, we're gonna have like a menu bar down the side here, and we're gonna have a lot more optionality. Optionality. It's pretty mid right now. It's pretty bare bones. We also have some like different stuff over here that you can select to make it better and stuff. But give it some time. We are in the beginning stages. Literally only spent a little bit of time on it, and it's going to be a lot better soon. So let's see what O3 has to say. Here's the playbook most teams use when they want one-click style switcher for YouTube-ready thumbnails, TLDR, one paragraph, keep Flux content. I know that's the best model. I'm not going to get rid of it. You want small style modules instead of more checkpoints, fine-tuned. All right. You're giving me too much information, bro. Just tell me what to do. Holy shit. Alright, well, I'm just gonna let him keep yapping, and then I'll be like, okay, be more concise, bro. Build the style library. Yeah, I guess he was pretty concise. I'm just being a bitch. Package the metadata. Huh. And then give me concise steps. One thing I've been thinking about a lot is how what is the best the highest leverage and least friction, least capital intensive way to get into the world of the world of atoms. Because AI is going to be solving the world of bits pretty soon. One thing we'll continue to use the world of bits for is to transfer bits. And what I mean by that is communication. We'll continue to communicate with computers, but a lot of the stuff that computers do will be automated by the computer itself relatively soon. Probably within a few years. One thing I think will still continue to be something that humans do on computers is create communities. I think that'll happen for quite some time. But the world of bits is being solved by the computer itself. You will be the operator of the computer still. You will be the person who goes to the computer and orders it to do certain things. But once once as a team can have a bunch of computers where they're ordering the computer to order the computer to order the computer to do things, obviously white collar jobs become massively disrupted. So to me, the logical next step is, well, how can we build a community, a startup society of people who are using these computers in creative ways to build anything they could possibly imagine? And how can we align collective incentives of this massive group of people to do really cool things? Those are some interesting problems that I'm interested in. And kind of what I think is the way to get those initial members, the initial incentive alignment, is to create tools to allow them to maximize their creativity and output of it and get monetary rewards for doing so. So that's kind of like my business strategy. And then from there, you do want to get into the world of atoms. Starting out in the world of bits is pretty good, but you do want to get ultimately into the world of atoms. It seems like 3D printing, having like a 3D printing farm is a good way to get into the world of atoms, but that's a different story for a different time. So here's a tight 6-step recipe to add one-click branded styles for Flux Spanish content. Collect 40 to 100 well-performing thumbnails for each look you want. Okay, so this is going to take some work. I'm going to have to do that off camera. Get a bunch of different thumbnails. I could probably just go to Hugging Face and find some of those. Mr. B's Tech Explainer, podcast reaction, blah, blah, blah. These images will teach the system the palette layout, blah, 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 blah. Train the LoRa per style, +1 for your face. Interesting. Run a quick LoRa fine-tune, crank 4 to 8, 500 steps of Quayan, and SDXL LoRa notebook. Each LoRa file ends up only 10 to 30 megabytes. 23 photos of yourself a likeness. Drop the LoRa's into Flux One context pipeline. Flux already accepts additional weights at runtime. Load face LoRa. I don't want to use a face LoRa, dude. I just want to be able to upload my face seamlessly. I don't want to have to face LoRa. But if I have to, I will. Optional. For quick reference and stylish process for YouTube compliance. So is it possible to just have LoRa's for the style of the thumbnail? So to give you an example of the workflow that I would like to have, currently I can drag and drop an image of myself into my app, and then I describe the background that I want or the scenery that I want. So for example, the image that I showed you earlier, I drag and drop an image of myself, and then I say, make me on the moon holding a hammer. I want to be able to do that, but be able to click different styles to augment that to be in a particular way. What I don't want to have to do is also train LoRa's on my face. I just want to be able to drag and drop my face up in there. If I have to train LoRa's on my face, I guess I can. But ideally, what I would like to do is just drag and drop an image of my face or drag and drop an image of something and be able to take that thing and put it within an image that I describe and then the style that I click, augmenting that image and my face to match it quite well. If I have to have like a trained LoRa for my face and then the trained LoRa for the style, and then I add my different image in the top, and then I give it the prompt to explain what I want the scene to look like, that is also an option. It's just not preferable. So can you give me an explainer on the best way to do this? Let me know if either of these things work. Yeah. See, one of the things that most people kind of, in my opinion, get wrong is whenever they use ChatGPT, they type. I intentionally do not type whenever I'm using ChatGPT because look at all the context I can get so quickly. There's so much ambiguity in there. I can just riff and get my thoughts out. Even if there's like noise in places and it's not 100% signal, it doesn't matter because the natural language processor of the AI is so good that it can pick out the signal out of purely noise. So whenever you actually do this, the noise to signal ratio actually helps the model, in my opinion, because some of the noise actually has some patterns that it can use to actually extrapolate from or actually reason with. Because if you look at the internet, 90% of it is noise and probably like 10% is signal. So going straight signal to the model, it can be good if you're like typing on your keyboard and you're just getting straight signal in there. But having a decent signal to noise ratio, I think, actually enhances the output that you get from the model, which is why I like to talk to it instead of actually typing. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So now what I'm going to do, because I'm lazy and I'm a vibe coder, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to say, give me a rundown of the current project. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get some context within Claude so I can understand where we're at in the project. And then I'm going to say, okay, let's make this shit happen. And I'm going to copy and paste everything I just pasted or copied and pasted in there. And then Claude will give me step-by-step instructions on how we can bring it into reality, and we'll fucking do it. And that's as simple as it goes. And obviously nothing's perfect right now. Vibe coding is still like, eh. But give it like a few months from now, not even. I think GPT-5 is going to solve a lot of the problems with vibe coding. Sam Altman recently in Theo Von's interview was saying, pretty soon, how is it framed? So Theo was like, hey, this AI stuff is cool. But I'm a little afraid because I don't know how to get involved. I'm not very technical. I don't know how to code. I know how to build some things, but it's more like birdhouses, not like technology. And then Sam Altman was like, well, think about it like this. I know how to code, and you might not know how to code. But very soon, with the next model that's coming out, and I don't think he specifically said what model, but he said very soon, you're going to know how to code better than I will, because you're going to have a model that can code better than I can. And you're just going to talk and bring anything you can envision into reality. In some ways, that's an advantage for you and a loss for me, because maybe I'm really, really good at building things, but I'm not exactly the most creative, when Theo Von is like a creative retard, right? And then Sam Altman's kind of like a computer dude. So I do think Sam Altman's actually very creative, but you get the point, right? It's the people of taste, the people of high creativity, the artists are becoming powerful. Whenever I saw the AI revolution at first, I thought the autists were becoming super powerful. It's the artists that are becoming super powerful. That's what's really happening here. Cool. So now I'm gonna talk to ChatGPT a little bit more. So this is how you do voice vibe coding if you're poor. Hey there. Oh fuck. Let's try again. What am I doing again? I gotta collect my thoughts. Okay. So what I want to do is make it so that we have a selector, kind of like a selector for maybe you want a Mr. Beast style, or maybe you want a podcast style of thumbnail, and you can just kind of like click on the different styles within the selector, and you are choosing the fine-tuned thing that makes your output look similar to that style. So for example, the current workflow is I add an image in the top left corner. I give my prompt. What I want to make it so we can do is I add my image, I give it the prompt, and I can click a style selector, and it makes it do that. So here's an option that I was talking with ChatGPT about. I'll attach it below. Give me your thoughts and explain if this is a good idea or if you have a better one. Cling. So again, poor vibe coder over here. We're gonna talk to ChatGPT and then copy and paste it into Claude, because I don't want to have to pay for Whisperflow, because Whisperflow is stupid for charging people whenever I can just use ChatGPT. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I can use ChatGPT. Why not just use ChatGPT? I'm gonna go ahead and paste that shit in there, and look at that. I got all of my messages in there. All I had to do is copy and paste this in there, and I don't have to pay anything for Whisperflow. That's how I like to do things. I like to be a little loophole guy. Um, that's a solid approach that leverages your existing Flux context setup. Well, the key insight is keeping the phase consistency through context while adding style flexibility via lightweight modules. Replicates Flux content may not support custom LoRa injection. You'll likely need comfy UI or local setup for full local LoRa control. Alright, we'll have to look into that. I'm going to pause the video, use the bathroom, and be right back. So cool. Basically, I'm going to probably get off the video here just because everything's so boringly simple. All you do, right, is you just do the boring, simple tasks, and you just fucking do them. That's all vibe coding is. I don't know why there's so many like vibe coding YouTube videos, because it's like the most simple thing ever. You just talk to the AI. You explain what you want to do. You ask it, how should I do this? What is the best way to do it? It'll explain how to do it. You follow the steps, and you just keep moving forward. Like, everybody's trying to figure out, like, what is the best way to vibe code? And it's this. I'll show you the best way to vibe code. You have the goal. You have you. And you just fucking go for it. You just put all of your fucking effort into achieving the goal. And you will get there, I promise. Especially as the AI models keep accelerating. The models are getting better and better, faster and faster. Very soon, you're going to just speak software into existence. That's not far. And I know many people are going to be like, no, Neil, that's not actually going to happen. I'm so skeptical that it's so far away. I'm telling you right now, I'd be very surprised if by the end of 2025 to early 2026, if you still have to do stuff in the back end, and like, if you're not building platforms as an individual, I'd be very surprised, or having the capability to do so at least. So yeah, this is where we are right now. I'm gonna leave you off here because basically all I have to do is just fucking follow the simple steps. Super simple stuff, guys. It's just like, do you have the pain tolerance to go through it? Is all it is. It's literally all it takes. So I'm gonna end the video here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.